All right. First off, I just thought about this now, but how did we even meet?
I think it was through Vicky. I believe so, or Leanne.
So
I believe.
you guys call her Vicky, right?
Yeah, because we grew up with her. Like we went to high school with her and stuff, so we call her Vicky. But most people, I think, know her as Leanne
Okay. Yeah.
or DJ Mike, whichever one.
Right. I know her as Leanne. I want to say I think I've seen you before I knew you. I saw you on like her Instagram a couple times,
Mhm.
and I don't know if I probably added you or something. Maybe you added me. Um,
Mm.
I don't remember how like we exactly got started, but I think I probably saw that you made beats, and maybe you saw that like I rapped or something, and then we like connected through that.
Yeah, I think that was probably it. I feel like I remember me and Vicky hanging out at one point, and she was talking about how she had met this one dude. His name was Pat and all that type of stuff. And I was like, I bet. And I think she either sent me her Instagram or I saw her post something about you, and I was like, F it, I might as well follow him. You know what I'm saying? So
So the way I met her, one second, your webcam's like, all right, no, it's only lagging out on here. All right, so the way that I met her was I was living in North Carolina for like a year, and I was kind of just there taking a break from New Jersey. There wasn't even like a main reason that I was there, but I actually matched with them on Tinder. And so I matched with Leanne on Tinder, and I remember Leanne just seemed really cool, and I was kind of like, "Yo, let's hang out." So we ended up hanging out, and we went bowling. I remember, and it was kind of like an instant connection, like a friend connection, obviously, but it was like an
yeah,
instant connection. And I remember like we started off bowling, and then like 20 minutes into the bowling, we are both kind of just like, fuck this, let's just talk.
yeah.
Um,
Okay,
and
that's
I,
dope. I never actually knew that.
yeah, so that's how I met Leanne. And I remember we talked at bowling for like 2 hours. It was when Leanne was super into like minimalism and stuff. And
Yeah,
Leanne told me they were down to like 5 shirts or whatever, and like basically like some crazy shit, like super minimalistic. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like
that
the
that's wild.
yeah, it was cool. Like the super opposite of materialistic, and I remember that's how we met. And then I also remember one time. Did you go to the school, the same colleges as Leanne?
Nah, I ain't go to NC State.
Okay, because I remember Leanne went to NC State, and there was one night where there was an event, and they told me about it, and it was like uh a silent rave.
I think I remember seeing stuff about that on like her Instagram and her telling me about. I think it was like I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's something. It's silent something. It might be silent rave. You might be right on that, but I do remember hearing about that. Yeah.
As I said that too, I'm like, I don't know if it's actually called a silent rave. So
Is
it's
it disco?
it might yeah, it might be silent disco, I think.
Okay. Okay.
So have you ever been to a silent disco?
No.
That was my first time ever going to one, and
hmm
I remember I pulled up. I think I was yeah, I brought my friend there, I'm pretty sure, and I think I got there like a little bit late. So basically, it was a cool setup. There was three different DJs, Leanne being one of them, and two other ones, and they were all playing different kinds of music, different songs, and there were headphones, kind of like I'm wearing and you're wearing, and there were switches, and the switches were one, two, and three, and one being one DJ, two being another DJ, three being the third DJ. So
Yeah.
it was really cool. But I remember walking in before I put my headphones on. All you hear is like dead silence, and like you hear people's clothing moving around and shit. Like you just hear like material and like
That would be
jeans.
really awkward to just walk
Yeah.
in and see everyone just dancing and you don't hear anything.
It was the most bizarre experience ever in the beginning because literally, like, dude, all you hear is like sneakers squeaking and like
Dang.
material moving. But
That's weird.
it was super weird. But then you turn the headphones on and you're like, holy shit, this is cool. And you're like, whoa, what are these switches? And you're like, oh, three different people playing some shit. And I forgot to mention a part. The headphones themselves actually lit up,
Mm-hmm.
and they lit up like red, blue, or green, so you could tell if somebody's listening to the same song as you.
Uh, okay.
But it
I
was.
can imagine you have like your headphones on and you just switch it to the same station as that one girl that you feel like she kind of cute. So you just roll over there, you know what I'm saying, real smooth like.
Oh, for sure. And it was funny to watch them because obviously it's like three different songs. So depending on
Yeah.
what light they're on, you're just seeing them like dance totally different. And like when I'm
Everyone's different rhythm. Different rhythm.
different rhythm, and when I say like, dude, they had different genres to the max. Like I remember one person was playing that song. It was like "Country Roads Take Me Home."
Yeah.
Like that was one thing, and then I switched to a different one, and it was like Meek Mill, "Dreams and Nightmares."
Oh my god.
So like some
That's
like the contrast, you know?
yeah, that's a really big switch to go from country home, West Virginia, and then like Meek Mill just spitting hot bars.
Hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, like
Yeah.
so some people literally they're like, like slow, slow, not, and some people are just like going crazy. So
Yeah.
it was cool to switch back and forth.
Wow. That
Um,
sounds dope. That's something I feel like I would go to one of those. That would be interesting to go to.
it was cool as
It'd be
fuck.
very interesting.
Do you live in North Carolina?
Mhm.
Where
Yep.
we're at Raleigh?
No, I don't live in Raleigh. I live like 30 minutes away from Raleigh. I live in Fayetteville. So,
Okay,
yeah, she
and
wasn't too far away.
mhm. So how did you meet? How did you meet Leanne? You guys like grew up together?
Yeah, so basically if I'm correct, the story was I had seen cuz we went to a small school.
Hmm.
Uh
When
like
you
when
say
I say
small school,
small,
yeah,
it was middle school and high school, and I think my class was only like a little bit under 100 people in my
your
like
graduating
graduating
class.
class.
Oh wow,
Yeah. So it was like a really small school. You've seen everyone before, at least walking in the hallway. So I'd seen her before, obviously.
right.
But one of my homies, Cyrus, he was talking to her, and I believe he had a crush on her.
Hmm.
So he was always with her all the time and all that type of stuff. And before I met her, ended up meeting one of our other homies in our friend group, Darius.
Hmm.
So I met Darius. Me and him were real cool. And then I think Cyrus one day was like, "Okay, I'm going to introduce you guys to her." And oh wait, no, I'm lying. So I seen Cyrus and Vicky always being around school or whatever. But
Right.
one of my exes, the girl I was dating at the time, was really cool with Vicky too. So I ended up, meeting Vicky through her. We ended up getting really cool because we were all in art class together. Well, me, her, and like two or three other people were in art class together all the time. So we would just sit there and talk, just laugh, have fun, and we just ended up talking about music a little bit. And that's when we kind of figured out, we're like, oh, we both do music. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So, after a while, and I feel like the reason me and her got really close was because I ended up breaking up with this girlfriend,
Hmm.
and this girlfriend decides, oh, I'm gonna try and turn all of his friends into enemies of his.
Oh
So
my
I was like,
god.
this backfired completely because she tried to do it, and all of them are like, no, fuck you. And they ended up being my friends. They ended up, liking me more. And they came to me. They were like, yo, like she's going around telling people this and telling people that. I was like, huh, that's interesting. I was like, whatever though. I don't really care. Like, y'all ain't leaving. So,
Oh my god, man, that's fucking crazy.
yeah.
So for some context, because I know you said your graduating class was 100. Let me tell you about my schooling experience. So I'm from Central New Jersey.
Okay.
Um, there are in my town, I want to say probably 12 to 15 elementary schools alone,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like
Dang.
just so it's a weird school system. So elementary school by me is just
Mm.
kindergarten to 5th grade. That's it.
Was that it for? Yeah. I think that was the same thing for us, kindergarten to fifth. And
And
then sixth. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Kindergarten to fifth.
kindergarten through
Yeah,
fifth,
kindergarten to fifth.
and then you had 6 through 12.
We had sixth through eighth, and then eighth through 12th. So it
Okay.
was like kindergarten to fifth was elementary.
Hmm.
Then the next was middle to high, and then high school was like eighth to 12th.
Okay, mine was like first off there's like 15, 12 to 15 elementary schools, so that's kindergarten to 5th grade, and then a whole separate building just for 6th and 7th graders,
Mm-hmm.
and then a whole separate building just for 8th and ninth graders, and then a separate building just for 10, 11, 12. And when I say separate building, I mean like they're not next to each other, they're like across town. So like a
Wow.
totally separate thing. So my graduating class um,
Mm-hmm.
was, I want to say, 1,400.
Wow. Yeah. No.
So so you said like if someone went to your high school, you had a graduating class of 100. So you knew them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So for mine, it was like graduation itself was a, like I don't even want like a 6 7 hour thing, and like they're calling literally thousands, like because it's like 1,200, 1,500, whatever, they're calling like
Yeah.
literally thousands of names. And our school was so big to the point where you might have known half the people
Mhm.
they called,
Wow.
and like know them as in like yeah, I think I've seen this person before. There are some people they called where I'm like, yo, I swear to God, this guy does not go to my school. I have never seen him once.
Wow. See, yeah, it was the complete opposite for us. I can't even imagine like graduating and being like, I've never seen that person before. Like for me, I knew like everyone they called. I had at least one class with them at some
Okay.
point in time.
So,
And I guess it kind of helped because our middle school and our high school was like put together.
mhm,
So Reed Ross taught middle school and high school basically from 6th grade to 12th grade. I was in the exact same building.
right. Um, so let me ask you, because you said you went to a small school, obviously. What's it
Mm-hmm.
like? I'm not from a small town. I don't know how small towns work. All I know is from what I've seen on TV, and from what I've seen on TV, it's kind of like everybody's up in each other's business. So like, let's say let's say you're dating a girl in high school and you guys break
Mm-hmm.
up. Does the whole school know about it? Type shit.
Um, it kind of depends on the girl. Well, yeah, basically, yeah. Everyone knows
Okay.
because it kind of goes from, like I said, you see everyone on a daily basis, really. So it
Yeah.
goes from you holding hands with this girl in the hallway to y'all going completely separate ways, and then everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, what happened?"
Yeah, why aren't you walking her to math class anymore, man? Like what?
Exactly. Like you didn't meet her at the door. What's wrong? So yeah, once you broke up, it was like, oh yeah, everyone knew that y'all broke up.
So mine was kind of like you could date a girl for 4 months and then you guys break up,
Hmm.
and there's a very high chance you will just literally never see her again because the school
Wow.
is that big and there's that many people. And like I remember, like you might literally never see her again throughout your high school career,
Hmm.
like not even in the hallway, not during an assembly, like nothing. And
Dang.
yeah, so it almost reminded me of like I don't know, like New York City or some shit where it's so easy to just
Hmm.
like be a stranger. Like it doesn't really, like the most embarrassing thing you could probably possibly do, like people will forget about it within 10 minutes because there's so many fucking people.
So many people.
And like that's why I think I feel like I do so much embarrassing shit that I would just fail so horribly in like a small town. It's like, yo, aren't you that dude who like shit himself? It's like, oh fuck, you guys.
Yeah, everyone would know. Like I've thought about that too because I this is you saying that for randomly made me think about this. I've always told my coworkers like if I do some embarrassing shit, like I'm not coming in anymore. Like if I shit myself right now, I'm not coming in. You're not seeing me the next day. Like that's the end of me working. But I
uh,
mean, that's kind of how it is for us. Like if something happens, it slowly trickles down into like all of Fayetteville. Like for example, a while ago, a pet store had ended up burning down that was on this really big main street, and like It got posted on Facebook, and slowly it just went down, and everyone found out that the pet store, had burned down.
Hmm.
So I mean, that's exactly how it is. If stuff happens around here, everyone ends up knowing about it.
So, what's
So
it like making? I should have said this before, but you what what? How do you pronounce your producer name?
oh, just PME.
Okay, so my guest PME here. You make beats.
Mm-hmm.
What's it?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. What's it like making music in a small town? Does everybody? So, how long have you been making music for? Like forever?
Mm. It, honestly, it feels like it, but funny enough, it wasn't that long. It was I've, so far probably about 4 years, 3 4 years. One of those three. One of those two. Sorry.
So you did or did not make music while you were still in high school?
I made music my last year in high school, like senior year, because that was when I decided I wanted to be a music producer.
Hmm. Um, I guess this. I guess this question really depends on how late in your senior career you started this. But did everybody in your school know you made beats and stuff, or no?
Oh,
Is that because you kept
not
it?
at all.
Is that because you kept it to yourself, or just because I don't know what the music scene is like by you? But
More because I like kept it to myself. I was more known because I was also in chorus,
hmm.
so or choir, chorus, whatever. So most people just knew me as the dude that could sing,
Okay,
and I was like, okay, well, everyone knows me for that, and like I said, I started senior year, so only a handful of people really knew me for making beats, and that was because we had like this little senior project our senior year, so we had to basically make a whole presentation about what we wanted to be when we grew up, and we had to have like an actual example or at least a product of what we wanted to do. So I was like, well, I want to be a producer, so I got to make a beat. So the people in that class knew I did, but even then, it wasn't like they heard it and everyone went like, "Oh my god, Jonathan makes beats! Oh, Jonathan makes beats!" Because I wasn't putting anything out yet. I was just making them.
right. So what's like what is like the music scene like by you?
I wouldn't say it's like, because like I said, we are a small town, so
Hmm.
it's not much to the music scene, but at the same time, it's a lot because everyone everyone thinks they're a rapper at least, or everyone wants to be a rapper. Obviously, everyone thinks it's easy and everyone thinks they can do it. So
Okay.
it's a lot of people around here that are like, "Oh, I rap," and they got like one or two songs on SoundCloud, and that's about it. And they don't really, put too much effort towards it. They just say they do it. Or you have, your people that think they can sing and they'll like try and put out songs and it doesn't work out. So I personally haven't really delved into the music scene here because I feel like a lot of people around here are like the people that are like, oh, I'm a rapper, but then don't really put the work into it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
But
they literally have like one song, but they're like an artist all of a sudden, and like that's their passion. But they have like one song on SoundCloud, and it's like 9 months old, right?
yeah,
So if
so
there's
sorry.
no, it's okay. So a couple questions. One, now that you obviously in high school, you said like you weren't even really putting beats out at that time, so not a lot of people knew you did it. Now that you've been doing it for a couple years, do people in your town kind of like know you make music and know you're putting out beats now and stuff?
Uh, only see, I guess, but well, when I say okay, we are a small town,
Hmm.
but I'm not gonna say like I know everybody or everybody knows me or anything like that. It's not like that small. It's not small to the point where I could go into a whole other neighborhood and be like, oh, I know them, or I used to go to school with them or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone knows about like the drama that happens around here, but for the most part, I'll say this is kind of on my part too because I haven't really promoted myself to Fayetteville. I'm thinking about doing something for my next single that will promote me to Fayetteville. But
Yeah.
But nah, not many people really know me. Honestly, I'm just waiting for the moment that like I'm like at work, and then someone just like quietly walks up to me. It's like, are you PME? And I'm like, oh my god, is this really happening?
That's the dream, right? Someone just like
Yeah,
recognizing you off the street, like, "Hey, are you
exactly.
Pat Danger? Did you make this song?"
Yeah.
Yeah, like, dude. Oh my god. I think I would faint, man. I would just be like,
I don't.
"You want an autograph?
I
You want a
don't worry.
picture? Like, you want a verse?"
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'll do some right now. Like, tell me what you want.
yeah. Let's make a beat right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
um, so how important do you think? All right, so a couple more questions. First off, how important do you think promoting is? Because I know you just said you haven't promoted yourself to Fayetteville, your town, yet. How important do you think promoting is in general? First.
Very important because this kind of stems back to the conversation beforehand. Like, how I said some people just like do their music and then not really like worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, promoting is like the other half of the battle. Because think about it. If I never really like promoted my beats, then had no one would really know that I make beats. So, you have to promote. Excuse me. You have to promote yourself out so people can actually know what you do. People can see you. People actually know who PME is or who Pat Danger is.
Yeah.
So promoting is like the 50% of it. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't really even get that. Like, a lot of people just think, oh, I'm gonna put it out and I'm not gonna really promote it. But at the end of the day, that's the biggest part of it. Like, no one's gonna know about it unless you make that social media post every single day, or you make that Instagram post every single day.
I couldn't agree more. I am super late to realizing that I don't even want to say promoting is 50-50. I want to say promoting shit is like 90. Dude, I'm talking about like probably 90-95% of it, which is
Yeah.
insane because so at one point I was putting out a song a week and like it was
Mm-hmm.
something I was trying to do. I was trying to do it for a year. I didn't end up doing it for a year, but I did end up doing it for like 2 months and like a song a week and like no promotion, nothing. And like I was just posting on my SoundCloud. And I don't know if I thought like Kanye was gonna hear it or something. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. Like Russ is gonna be like, "Yo, you're making a song a week, crazy work." But dude, I was making a song a week and posting it, and like it
Mm-hmm.
would get like 10 plays. And not that I'm complaining, but like it just goes to show, like,
Yeah.
dude, no promotion is nothing. Now that I'm promoting my songs, it's it's crazy how I didn't realize before how important promotion is.
It's getting traction now. Like, it's like I said, people, you're putting it out there so people can see it. Like, this is how I see it now. If I'm like scrolling through Instagram or some shit like that, like you'll get that random ass ad from that random ass artist. You're like, oh, I like this song.
Hmm.
Or like you'll scroll through and you'll see, like, say for example, if I didn't know who you were, I would scroll through and see you on my For You page promoting your song on TikTok or something like that. And I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah, yeah,
And I mean, that just goes to show like how important it is.
yeah, dude, it's crazy. I wish I realized it sooner, but I guess realizing it even eventually is good, better than nothing. But yeah,
Yeah.
dude, promoting is like I want to honestly say like 90-95%. It's like the reason why like a lot of the times people will see someone and like, yo, they're like not even good. Why do they have so many followers? And like just to throw out a bad example, but like someone like I don't know, like Lil Pump or like someone like that, you know what I mean? And like, no hate to him.
Yeah.
I really just don't even know his music, but like, that's just kind of who comes to mind. But someone like that, and it's kind of like, this person sucks. How do they, like, everyone hating, like, this person sucks. How do they have this many followers and all this shit? It's like, dude, because they promote the shit out of their music.
Yeah. Like, he has put himself on all of these platforms. Like, he can go to World Star and be like, "Hey, can you post this for me?" And he can go to the Shade Room and be like, "Hey, can you post this for me?" And then he has his team, everybody on his team posted it. He has his friends who also happen to be famous posting it.
Yeah, 100%. And like, the scary thing is like, I almost feel like whether you make it or not in the music industry, I want to say it's almost way more about promoting than like actual talent for the most part. Like you can have someone who's super talented. I have one of my boys who's like he's like objectively just really 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 talented and he's like incredible,
Mhm.
but like he doesn't put himself out there and I tell him I'm like, "Yo, make a Twitch, make a TikTok or whatever," but he's like pretty old school and he's like, "I'm not making a fucking TikTok whatever." And like he'll just put out songs and like he'll tell like five of his friends and that's it. And that's like as far as he'll promote it. And like he's
It's not
in
your way.
it's not the way at all. And he's like honestly incredible too. Like I wouldn't be saying this if like he was like mediocre, but it's like, dude,
Yeah.
he's got the talent. But like at some point, he was thinking how I was thinking when I was putting out a song once a week. Dude, it's not even about
Mhm.
the talent because you could be so fucking talented and like, just not get anywhere.
Like that's how I kind of see it, because I personally believe I find like the smallest artist, and I'm just like, yo, this person is so fire. Why has no one caught on to this? And it's because they don't promote themselves. Like it's one dude, he's like an R&B artist, like R&B like neo soul type artist. His name is Renzo,
Mm-hmm.
and like two songs he has out, and I found him on TikTok. Funny enough, the
Oh.
two songs he has out, fire, like so vibey. But I've seen him make like maybe a couple posts
Mm-hmm.
about it, and I'm just like, ooh, I just wish he would do it more. And I mean, like you said, it goes to show like promotion is everything. Like, for example, I feel like this is a really good example.
Mm-hmm.
Ice JJ Fish, he is ass. All his songs are trash,
That is a good
but
example.
because of the fact that he promoted it well enough, it became a meme, and now everyone knows. If someone starts singing, it's something about that
Yeah.
girl. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
I do. That also reminds me real quick. Remember the times we had, the times that you and me had. Have you heard that or no?
Yeah,
That's like
I,
also
I
like a
feel like
meme type shit. Yeah.
I think I have heard that.
It's some dude who's like on Ice JJ Fish's level, like that kind of bad, but like he promoted it
Oh
to the
Lord.
point where it actually charted on the Billboard 200 charts. Like it
Wow.
was crazy, yeah.
That's wild.
Another example of that too is this one dude who I've been subscribed to on YouTube for 3, 4 years,
Mhm.
and this dude does not miss with he's a producer like you, he makes
Mhm.
beats. This dude, one, he does not miss, his beats are fucking incredible, and two, he's
Okay.
got more work ethic than anybody I've ever seen in my life. This dude has put out a
Wow.
beat every like 15 hours for 4 years, but like, dude,
Wow.
crazy crazy shit. I've never seen anyone do that, and he's been doing this for years and years and years. He's got like, I don't know, 1,000 subscribers because he doesn't promote anything.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't even like really make titles for his things. He doesn't do
Wow.
hashtags, no like
Dang.
thumbnail pictures or whatever. I'll just be like beat, 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 and like they're so fucking
Wow.
good. But like, it goes back to show like I'm like, dude, if this dude even promoted himself like a tiny bit, he could be like
Mhm.
on the level of like Metro Boomin or someone crazy.
For sure. I feel like it's a lot of what a lot of people, because I'm similar in this aspect where some people just try and say, "Oh, I'm not a social media person."
Hmm.
But if you're really about that music, you got to be a social media person.
Oh
Like
yeah.
all the big people, like a good majority of the big people are on social media, not constantly posting, but they have a presence there. Until you get to the point where it's like, oh, I have my fans and I can just dip off, like how Childish Gambino is. Like he very
Yeah. Good example.
barely
Good
posts,
example. Yeah.
or Frank Ocean, you
Oh
never
yes.
see him posting, and that's because he has that fan base. He has a dedicated fan base. The whole point of like the very beginning of it is getting that dedicated fan base, so you could be like, okay, I don't have to do it now.
Dude, those are two prime examples. Those are incredible examples. Totally agree. When you're at that level, dude, if I ever got to that level, I would be the same thing. I'm like, dude, fuck this. I'm not making 5 TikToks a day. I'm not making Instagram posts because you're Childish Gambino. You're fucking Frank Ocean, whatever. But like,
Exactly.
you can't be at like our level and then have a Frank Ocean mindset where you're just like, well, I'm incredible. They'll find me. No, they won't. The
They
craziest
will not.
They will not. The craziest thing, and this it's kind of scary, but whatever, dude. If Frank Ocean was just like the other guy I just talked about, where he just like
Hmm.
same work ethic, same skill, incredible, whatever, just put his shit out with
Yeah.
no marketing. If Frank Ocean wasn't famous and he did that, he'd probably end up like the guy I'm telling you about, which is like no traction, no followers, whatever.
We wouldn't know about thinking about you. We wouldn't know about, Channel Orange or none of that. We wouldn't know about that.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's like I don't know. It's like it's weird to think about, but like that's like the hard like that's the hard truth about it. Like it is like marketing plays like a huge role in music.
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of that ego thing because some people, like you said, they just think, oh, they'll find me. And it's logically speaking, no one's gonna look up a random name on YouTube or a random name on Twitter or Instagram and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna check this dude out." Like you have to attract somebody into whatever you're doing. Like you can't just be like, "Oh, they'll come to me." Like they're not gonna see a pretty picture and be like, "Ooh, I like that." No.
Yeah, I agree, and also like those people who I said like don't promote their shit. It's not even like
Hmm.
when they do post it, they're posting like crazy interesting captions. It's just like kind of like, hey, I made this new song, or hey, I made this new beat, which is like 999 out of 1,000 people are just gonna scroll right past it like I don't give a fuck. I don't know you. I don't care if you made a beat. It's probably shit.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. So I mean, you gotta at least put some sort of effort towards that. Like doing it and like doing music or doing anything, excuse me, creative and not trying to push out your stuff, that's the worst thing you can do. Because at that point, you're becoming your own roadblock. Like you are the reason you're not growing. You're not put telling people, "Hey, I have made this song, or I have written this book, or I have posted this YouTube video. Can you please go check it out?" Like sad to say it, in the very beginning, you gotta beg. Like you just gotta buckle
hmm
down and beg. You're gonna have to.
you
So
can
put your ego aside. Do it.
exactly. I totally agree. Especially in the beginning, you cannot have any ego at all. You cannot think you're too good for whatever. I remember at one point, and like you said before, some people use an excuse, kind of like, I'm like not a social media guy. I'm not on my phone, whatever. And like I get what they're saying, but you can't be like that. I remember at one point, I am not. I'm really not a huge social media guy anyway. I'm starting to get into it, whatever. I remember at one point, I was at the point where I'm like, maybe I'll just get a flip phone. Why the fuck do I need a smartphone for? Like, it was that kind of like anti social media type shit. And like,
Yeah.
it goes back to the fact like no one's gonna find you and discover you on the internet, at least well in person too, but whatever. Um, so it's like you to a certain point you have to be a social media guy.
You have to. And even if it's to like the smallest extent of being like, okay, I'm gonna post my stuff to Facebook. At least do Facebook. Like,
Yeah.
even if it's something small that you're like, oh, this is a friend based type thing. I mean, someone's gonna see it. There's an explore page on Facebook.
Oh yeah, at least do the bare minimum. And also I think there's like so my thing is like I didn't want to make a TikTok or stuff like that because I'm like it's corny to me. But like although 90% of the posts are corny on TikTok, it's not like I have to be out there doing the fucking like renegade. I can put my
Yeah.
own spin on like my thing. Like a lot of the times I'll post covers or I'll post something I think is funny or like whatever. So I think even if you do think like that kind of shit is corny, there's a way to do it with still being like original and not like selling out in a sense and that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. And like TikTok, most definitely. Like I feel like you said, most people see it and they're like, "Oh, that's for kids, that's for babies," and it's like, no, it's not. It's really not. Like, all the you see like the kids like doing, "Oh, I'm doing the renegade," or
Oh
I'm
yeah.
doing the savage dance or something stupid like that, and you're like, I don't want no parts of that. But then after you actually get on it, you're like, oh, like there's some dope people on here, like some really funny people or some dope artists on here, and them. Also feel like that's the same thing with other social medias. Like you see people on Instagram like flexing and being like, "Oh, I have this and I have that," and you know good and damn well it's not real.
hmm
And you feel like, "Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm not trying to be fake or nothing like that." And people need to have the same mindset that you had, where it's like, just go in and do what you want. Like if
Yeah.
you I do what you want. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Do what
Yeah.
you want to do.
No, yeah, exactly. No, I totally agree. No one's telling anyone to go on TikTok and do, like I said, the renegade or like some stupid fucking dance. You don't have to do that. Dude, my TikToks are just me making music and doing songs. Sometimes the creative process. Sometimes like a funny video or duet because there's a bunch of like crazy shit on there, whatever.
Yeah, a lot of
But
crazy.
I think I truly think, and this is the same conversation I had with my boy, who I told you is insanely talented, but it just does not
Mm.
want to do any social media. I truly
Mm-hmm.
think the next huge artist is going to come from TikTok. And I mean
100%.
like right, and I mean like Justin Bieber, Drake huge. Like I think they will get their start on TikTok. And like I know some people look at it now like musicians especially like, "Man, I'm not a fucking TikTok rapper. I'm not a TikTok musician." I truly think the next big thing is going to come from TikTok. Um
100%. Think about it. People always was sleeping on SoundCloud, and then one of the biggest rappers of, one of the biggest artists of our generations ended up coming from TikTok. A lot of the bigger rappers from our generation ended up coming from SoundCloud.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's the
no,
same exact thing.
I totally agree. I think people are sleeping on TikTok just like they were sleeping on SoundCloud. I think by the time people wake up to it, there'll be another app. You know, it'll you go from it went from SoundCloud to TikTok. I think by the time people realize, oh yeah, maybe TikTok is the move for musicians, they'll be on to the next fucking app and they'll miss out on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw something. I think the reason why I like TikTok so much is because unlike YouTube, like so the odds of somebody with no following to go onto YouTube and to make a viral video is just it's really just like not happening. It's like one in
Zero
like
to none.
it's like winning the lottery. But like
Yeah.
you take those same odds, someone could literally have 10 followers on TikTok. They get lucky and find the right, they hit the for you page at the right time and have the right algorithm. I don't really know how it works, but you catch all the right things, you hit all the green lights, you can have 10 followers, but you could have like a fucking video that just gets 10 million views and goes
Yep.
virally, like insanely viral overnight.
See, you saying that reminded me because I was actually watching a video today.
Hmm.
Someone who is the prime example of this is Mario Judah. No one knew who Mario
Oh,
Judah
yes,
was
yes, great example.
until that song came out. Well, until he I think I remember he said he posted the song, and then people ended up finding it on SoundCloud and they blew it up on TikTok. It's the exact same thing. Like people sleep on TikTok because they see, like you said, all the stupid stuff. And they don't really think about the fact of it's easy. Like, not to say it's easy to do it, but it's pretty easy to do it. Like, for another example, is that whole Castaways remix. Like, a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
people, I'm not even gonna lie. I was talking to my friends about this the other day.
Hmm.
I was on TikTok the night that Castaways thing started getting big. I was like, oh okay, I was like, okay, this song is feel vibey. And in my head, I'm like, I should make a beat to that. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm not gonna, like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna worry about it nothing like that. Literally the next day, I seen someone make a beat for it. I was like, it's all right. Next day, beat blown up. Everybody
Yeah.
using this beat. I'm like, dang. So like it can literally happen in a matter of days.
Yeah, dude. Mario Judah is literally the perfect. You couldn't get a more perfect example for what we're talking about. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
insane. He had that one song that was obviously like more of like a joke song, meme, whatever. People saw it as like a meme, whatever. And now he's doing songs with Playboy Cardi, Trippy Red. He's
Mm-hmm.
hanging out with all those dudes. I'm sure he's like, just gonna keep going higher and higher up, whatever. Um, but yeah, it's crazy because TikTok is like no other app because, like I said, you don't need any following. And two, there are, although it's like rare still, obviously, it's a lot less rare for you to just have like a random sound as an artist that just blows the fuck up. And it could be like one line from a song that people like, and it'll be like a 5 second clip of your song. And they might hate the
Yeah.
other fucking song, the rest of the song, but that 5 second clip, if you have some of these fucking big influencers using that song immediately blows up. Like that Castaways thing you're saying, that is at
Yeah.
like I saw a TikTok that's at like number one on the charts and it's beating out,
Mm-hmm.
everybody else, The Weeknd, Drake, and all this shit. And like it's fucking what is it, Backyardigans, right? Like a kid show.
Yeah. The backyard
Yeah,
kids.
yeah,
That's
and
it.
that's your shit. And yeah, it just goes to show that like a random little sound can like blow the fuck up and like put you on the map for real. And then if you're smart, you can run with that traction, kind of like Mario Judah did. He's a smart guy, in my opinion, and you can like use that to like kind of catapult your career in a sense.
Yeah. So I feel like a lot of people take that little bit of fame and they always are like they don't know what to do with it. And a lot of people possibly like throw it away. And they don't act fast enough. But Mario Judah did it perfectly. I mean, the song blew up, so he was like, F it, I'm gonna make a TikTok. And he made a TikTok and just started running with the joke.
Yeah, yeah, he did it the right way. He seems like a smart dude for sure. And he,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, he's like a he came from TikTok, but I respect the shit out of him because he seems like a true artist too. He raps, he makes beats and stuff, which is cool. Um,
Yeah.
Going back to what you were saying, how some artists blow up too quick and throw it all away. Do you have? Let's try to think. Do you have an example of that off the top of your head? I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm just trying to see if I could name somebody who I can think of recently that happened to. I'm trying to think.
Off the top of my head, not really. Like I
Well,
could say a really stupid example.
go ahead, and then I'll tell you what I was just came to my mind right now too. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know if you remember that one dude was blowing up. I don't know where he's from, but I know he's like foreign, like can barely speak English. But that one dude who had the song where it was like 41,
Oh,
41, like with the joke.
yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that.
like the song was big for a while, and in all honesty, the smart thing, at least in my head, to do would just be to go to 50s and then make a song for that, and then go to the 60s and make a song for that. But he
Yeah,
didn't end up doing that. He just kept making, stupid videos of him counting to 10 and then that be it.
yeah, yeah,
And he released a song a while ago that popped up on my For You page called I Love Peaches, I Love You. And I was like, this like it's okay. If you would have done it right after he released that song though, it would have blew up because everyone would have been singing that shit. I know everyone would have been singing that shit.
yeah. See, I do remember that guy, and like he had it like so I mean, dude, he's just singing number. So like, dude, he would literally have an unlimited amount of content to do. Just keep going up by
Yeah,
10, like whatever. You don't have to think of new
exactly.
shit. Um, that is a great example. An example that came to my mind just now. Do you remember Designer?
Yeah,
So
that's a really good example.
thank you. He obviously everyone knows his Panda song, yeah, Panda song, and then he also had Timmy Turner, and then Kanye used his sample in one of his songs or some shit. I don't remember on the Life of Pablo
Yeah,
album, but
yeah.
like,
He used the Panda sample on part 2 of Father Lift My Hands.
yeah, yeah, that was it. So he's just kind of like an example that comes to mind where it's like he blew up way too fast, and it's like he had a ton of traction in the beginning. I remember that Panda song. One, he had like good music, but two, he also kind of had the Mario Judah aspect where he was like almost like a meme, and like not because his music was like a joke, but because like he would have the craziest ad libs in interviews, and like all that crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like people, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So like people ate up his music, one because it's actually good, and two, he had the Mario Judah aspect because he had like crazy ad libs and like he talked like crazy, like what he would say like crazy shit. It looked like he was coked out. I don't know, but he is the same type of guy I think of when I'm thinking of someone who like had a ton of crazy traction in the beginning and it's like you fizzled out.
Yeah, and to be honest, I've always liked Designer,
Mm-hmm.
so I I kind of followed him. After the double XL stuff, I was like, okay, like I like Panda, and then I liked his freestyle on there, so I was like, I'm gonna follow him. And I guess it didn't help that he was grouped in the freestyle with two other artists that I really liked, so I was like, of course I'm gonna listen to Designer's verse, and I was like, all right, he had that. Uh, and he didn't really do anything with it. Like he didn't do much with it. It took like a while for him to actually release songs. And I could be wrong, you know. Correct me if I am wrong, but it wasn't much that he did after that. He didn't say, "Oh, I'm going to drop an album." Like after that double XL stuff ended, I would have been like, "Look, I'm working on an album right now. Here's a single. Boom. That been it right there."
Oh, I
But,
totally agree, and I do remember that freestyle too. It's him, Anderson Paak, right,
mhm.
and Lil Dicky,
Yeah, I feel
and
like it might have been someone else.
Lil Dicky is also. So when I first started listening to Lil Dicky, it was when his. I didn't know any of his singles before this album, but it was when he dropped his first album, Professional Rapper, Not a Professional Rapper,
Mhm.
and I remember like now he's kind of like a fucking joke, just like whatever. But I remember like unironically thinking that album was really good, and I also remember I thought it was kind of cool that for his first album he had like Snoop Dogg on it, he had T Pain on it, he had Fetty Wap who was huge at the time, he
Yeah.
had Rich Homie Quan,
Ooh,
and like
that's a good example right there, Fetty Wap.
yeah, I
But
was thinking
continue.
that too, right? So he had all those dudes. Probably more than that. He had Brandon Urie, or I don't know if I'm saying his
Yeah.
name right. You know, Panic at the Disco, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, so I thought it was cool that for his first album, he had all those fucking big artists, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of crazy for a first album. Most first albums are like one, either no big artists, or two, they have like they spent all their money on like one decent feature, and like you're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I know where all the money, the budget for this album went to this guy. Um,
Mhm.
but then like it's like a kind of similar thing as Designer. It's not even that Lil Dicky fizzled out, but like it's like he had that one album that was actually good, and then it's like he started making like the most bullshit like bubblegum rap, just bullshit. Like he had that Earth song.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like the problem with Lil Dicky is, I mean, I agree the same thing with you, where professional rapper was fire, and I
mhm,
got put on the Lil Dicky because, well, I had heard of Lil Dicky because I heard one of my other homies had showed me the song with him and Fetty Wap, and I was listening to it. I was like, "This song's stupid." And I was like, "I don't want to hear that." So then the music video for Pillow Talking that came out,
oh yeah, I remember that
and
song. Wow, yeah.
everyone was talking about it, and I was like, "Okay, let me listen to it," because my little brother was listening to it a lot.
Hmm.
So I was like, "All right, let me listen to it," and I was like, this song real vibey. Like, I know it's supposed to be it's funny, but I was like,
Yeah.
this song real vibey right now. So then I ended up going back listening to the entire album, and I had fell in love with him at that point. Um, and the thing with Lil Dicky again was he should have just kept pushing out music.
Hmm.
And if he would have done that, more people would have known about him. But instead, he decided to wait a long ass time and then put out an album with Brain, who was like his brain, but the feature on Pillow Talking.
Wait, he had a whole album with just the brain?
He had a yeah,
What?
and that
Yeah.
that album is fire too. Like I have a
Really?
couple of them songs. Yes, it's so good.
Oh my! I didn't even.
I feel like if you're not a Lil Dicky fan, you're not gonna sit there and find this random album because it's under Brain, like just Brain.
Oh, maybe that's why I didn't know about that. That is crazy, and I do remember that Pillow Talk song. And even though it's like fucking, I don't know, 8 minutes or some shit, like it was so good. And I do remember when that video came out too. Um, I don't remember what was so groundbreaking about that video. I think maybe what was it? They had CGI or something, which was like kind of rare at the time. Or
Yeah.
yeah, that might have been it. But like I remember, whatever. Yeah, it probably was for that reason. But I do remember when that video came out, everyone went crazy and they're like, "Yo, Lil Dicky like did some groundbreaking like Avatar type shit." You know what I mean? Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, that's a good example. But then, like you were saying before, Fetty Wap, dude. It
I
honestly,
haven't heard from Fetty Wap in
no,
I don't know
no,
how long.
nobody has, and I think actually that's probably an even better example than Designer because Designer was like obviously had Panda, which is huge and like all that shit. But like at one point, Fetty Wap was literally like in the number one spot in rap. Like Designer, like at his peak was like top. I don't know. I don't want to give a number, but Designer at his
I don't
peak
know
was
either.
like nice or whatever, really good. But like Fetty
Yeah,
Wap at his peak when he was dropping like 679 and Trap
exactly.
Queen, like at one point he was literally number one, like objectively, like just numbers, people liking him, like all that shit.
He had it. He literally had it in his hands, and he fumbled it completely.
Oh, so badly too. He fumbled it.
Because I don't even know what the last song he put out, like in that big group that was really good, was, but it wasn't good apparently. Because we ain't heard nothing from Fetty Wap in so long. So it's like if he just would have handled the situation better, or at least made better music. I don't know. He could have still been like one of the better artists to this day. Now, don't get me wrong, he probably loaded because people still listen to Trap Queen and 679 and all these songs.
Oh
People
yeah.
still put these in their
Oh
party
yeah.
playlists and stuff like that. So in all honesty, he doesn't really even need to drop a song. He'd be fine. But
I totally
mm,
agree. Like songs like Trap Queen, 679, all that shit. Those are kind of just like honestly, at this point, they're like classics, even though it hasn't even really been old enough to be a classic. You know what I mean, though?
100% classic. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're playing that at a party, whatever. I remember. I don't know when that song came out. Let me 1 second because how do I
You
get
about to
back to
look
it?
it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up real quick because
Or to say,
let's see.
I have no idea. All I know is I was still in school. I don't know if it was middle school or high school, but I'm still in school.
Okay, so Trap Queen came out in 2014, so 7 years ago. Um, and
Jesus.
the reason I was bringing that up is because I remember I used to DJ for like college parties and shit, and this is like 4 years
Hmm.
ago. And I remember when I was playing it, then it was a throwback. I would play it on like throwback nights, and that's 4 years ago. Um, so yeah, he hasn't. I couldn't tell you what I've heard from him since then.
You know what? I'm gonna look it up now. So just for the heck of it, I'm gonna go to Spotify just to see what the last thing he did was.
Yeah,
Watch it be some random ass feature.
it probably is. My bad, chat. By the way, I realize I haven't responded to any of you guys. This guy
And I
said
was 100% right. It is a random ass feature.
it
So
is. I knew it, dude. He fizzled out. Someone said designer fizzled out, but his new song "Presidents" is insane. I don't know that song. Someone said hi. What's up, Wilbur Stute? Hello. Someone said
you're
I've returned. Pat, I have 1.2 channel points. What is this chug a brew button? I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even have any beers right now, long boy. So don't waste your channel points. I'll get some more. But yeah,
okay.
of course.
Well, looking through it, he dropped 3 albums himself since the self-titled Fetty Wap album. He dropped, let me see, in 2018, Bruce Wayne, 2020, Trap and B, and then 2020 again. You know the vibes.
These
So he
are
dropped 2 albums in 2020.
these are albums we're talking about.
Albums,
Okay, so
whole albums.
and I couldn't tell you a single person who's been like, "Yo, Pat, throw this new Fetty Wap on." You know, has anyone ever told you to
Yeah.
throw that on?
Even if I go to his top five, like
It's always
all
old shit.
well, all his old shit. 679, Trap Queen, his new single is up there. And then again in My Way.
Yeah, those are all like timeless classics, and like I said, and like you've said too, I don't know a single song from him that's not from like 2015 era.
Yeah. Like Chad said, fizzled out.
Yeah, fizzled out for sure. That's definitely like a he's a really good example. And like I said, like at one point he was like number one, and
Yeah.
like he had a
And
go ahead.
with us saying that, it reminds me of me having a conversation with one of my friends. They one of my other homies, Chano, he's a rapper. He didn't always tell me this, but he said that something that he does is he has like 5 to 10 songs like on the back burner, like just in case something blows up.
He's like
And I
ready to
feel like
go.
a lot, yeah, like I feel like a lot of artists need to do that, where it's like they have them 5 songs that they're like, I love this song so much, I'm gonna wait just in case, like Kanye sees it or something like that, and he reposts it, or it's like, freaking Nas sees it or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna share this really quick," and then I blow up, and I'm like, "I bet I'm ready, locked and loaded," you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think one that's a good idea. I kind of do that unintentionally almost. Like, how many songs have I sent you where I'm just like, "Yo, what do you think?" And then like I just haven't put any of those out yet. You know,
I don't
it's
know. It's
you,
been a minute. It's been a good about. It's been a
yeah,
good
you know what I
minute.
mean. Like I'm the same way. I got like dozens of songs. It's not like I'm saving them because I'm like, yeah, what if Kanye sees this? It's just like I'm taking my time putting shit out, trying to do it a
Yeah,
little more strategically, and like it's smarter the way I'm doing it now as opposed to how I was doing it before. Like I told you, dropping a song a week for no one to hear. Now it's like I don't drop that often, but when I do, it's like 1,000 times more views. You know?
yeah, and I mean, like I said, it just goes back to the whole promo stuff. Just good promotion will help out anybody. At
Oh,
least make them check it out.
oh yeah, dude, a million fucking percent. Um, all right, before we get off here, you got anything new you are working on right now?
Um,
I know you're always working on some shit, but you got anything coming out
I
soon or not
am.
yet?
Okay. I'm not gonna say I have something coming out, but I do have something coming out. And I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest. I'm more excited about the promotion for this song than the actual song itself because
Oh
I'm
my
very
god.
proud of how I did this. So I will say it's is the whole thing is going to start on Friday. So
This
just be
Friday?
prepared. Friday. It's
Wait,
starting
wait,
this
wait.
Friday.
Where's it starting off? Your Instagram?
It's going to be on my Instagram, my Twitter,
Can we
like
you got like a link tree or
every.
something I could just throw in the chat real
I
quick so we could get
I
all.
do have a link. Hold on,
Do you want
I'll
either
send it to you real quick.
yeah,
But
send it to me or you could just throw it in the chat too. I don't know if you have my stream open. If not, just send it to me on Discord. I will drop it in.
I got the stream open. I got you.
All right.
But
PME is about
yeah,
to drop his link tree, guys. Go follow him on everything. Go run up all
yeah,
of his shit.
this promotion is about to be like, ooh,
Can you talk
link
about?
deleted.
Ah, fuck. You want to send it to me and I'll drop it?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, let me.
But yeah,
Can you talk about it or no? Or you? It's
um,
okay if you're keeping on
let
the
me see.
hush. Just wondering.
I'll put a little bit out. You know what I'm saying? Just a little something out, so I can at least be like, so we know a little bit. So it's to reveal the name of the song and the video because it's one, two, six videos. It's 6 videos that I've made, and each of them represents like something. I can't say exactly what it is because that kind of gives it away, but each video represents something, and I'm really proud of how I did this. That's all I'm gonna say.
And feel free not to talk about this, but you're talking about like a beat tape.
It's not a beat tape. It's just a single song. To be honest, it's one song, but each of the 6 videos represents something within the song. I'll say that much.
All right, man. Yo, this is about to be crazy. Yo, send me your link so I could drop it in the chat too.
I got you. I'm about to text it to you on Instagram.
Okay, that's fine.
That fine? I
Yeah,
bet.
I got your Instagram open.
Bet. Sent it.
Let me copy that. All right, guys. I am throwing his link in the chat.
But yeah, so like
Go
I'm really
go follow
excited.
him on everything.
I love this song too. Not many people have heard it, and usually I'm the type to be like, "Hey, can you listen to this real quick just to see how it sounds?"
Uh
But this one, I just kept hush. Like
huh.
maybe
You
like
knew it
one
was
or two
good,
people have heard.
huh?
I once I heard the sample, I was like, "Oh yes, this is it. This is it."
Oh man,
So
I'm
100%.
excited.
I'm excited for the song because I just emotionally am connected with this song, and I'm excited for the videos. And yeah, most definitely.
Oh, it's gonna be so cool, guys. Go click on his link tree. Hit that. So you got what do you got? Video one dropping Friday.
Video one is dropping Saturday. I'm gonna say it's starting Saturday. Video one is dropping on Saturday, since that's when I normally drop my like beats for sale. That's gonna be Saturday, just to like more of a disruption. It's like I'm not doing the beats for sale. This is what I'm doing instead. So
Okay, so we can look forward to all this stuff on Saturday.
yes, that would be better Saturday.
There you go. All right, everybody, go hit his link tree. Go hit him. Someone said, "Hey, can't wait, homies." Yeah, it's gonna be dope,
Hey, thank
guys. Go follow him. He deserves it. Run up all his shit, and yeah,
please.
we'll see what
I'm
happens
begging.
Saturday, man.
Thank
I'm
you.
excited, man.
Hell